What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video in my tutorial series for Java. And today we are going to be talking about a couple of, well, more than just a couple, a lot of math functions here that you might be accustomed to in algebra or whatever. Alright? Now, these functions are quite important because I'm pretty sure you're going to be using these quite a lot in your day-to-day programming, and I thought I'd just make a video on the most common functions in the math library that you are going to be using. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the max functionality, and the way you choose a number, the maximum of two numbers is with the following. So I type in math dot max, and I pass in two values. So the two values I want to compare. So 1 and perhaps 3. Now, what this math method here is going to do for us is basically choose one of the two and determine which has the higher value and print it out. So, and it's going to return that value to us. So I'm going to run this. Oops. I'm going to run this, and let's take a look here. It should give us the value 3, which is what we have right here. So perfect. Now let's go on ahead and work on another function, the min. All right, because we have a max, we most definitely are going to have a min value. So perhaps I'm going to have a value 0 here, and I'm going to compare it with the value 5. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. We should get the value 0 printed out to our screen. All right, there we go. Now the next thing I want to talk about is a method called floor. Now what this floor method does for us is basically this. We are going to get a a a value, a double, and perhaps I'll say the value 7.4. Okay, and regardless of if it is a 7.6 or whatever it is, what it's going to do is basically floor the value. So when we print this out, it's going to give us a value of 7. So the meaning behind floor is basically round down. Basically, you could think of it that way. Round everything down, regardless of whatever it might be behind the decimal point. Basically, just round it down. All right. Now, the next method I want to talk about is called ceiling. Oops. And oops. There we go. Oh, CEIL. Well, anyways, the ceiling method here is going to basically, instead of rounding down, it's going to round everything up. So this is going to give us a value, even if we had, say, a value of 7.4, this is going to give us a value of, you guessed it, 8. All right, so like I mentioned, it's going to round it up with ceiling, Ceili, CELI, and with floor, it's going to round it down. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is something called the absolute value. So the ABS method is going to essentially take the absolute value of any number. So if we passed in perhaps negative 10, it's going to give us a value of 10. All right. So this is going to give us the value of 10, and even if we pass in the value of, say, 10, it's still going to give us the value of 10. So you can think of an absolute value as the absolute value method, as a way to convert your negative numbers to positive numbers. All right. Now the next method I want to talk about is the square root method. And as its name suggests, what this method does is essentially take a square root of a number. So let's run this. The square root of 9 is going to give us the value 3. So if you take a look again at our output here, we get the value 3. All right, now last but not least, the one you're going to be using a lot is the round method here. And what this method does for us is basically round our numbers. So say we have a value of 7.4. Let's run this. It should give us a value of 7.0. All right, or 7. Now, if we have the value of 7.6, this is going to give us a value of 8. And there we go. Now, this was a brief introduction of one of the a few of the many methods that are available in the math library, right? And feel free to check those out. But I'm fairly certain these, let's see, seven methods here, I believe, eight methods here, are the ones you are gonna be using more often than not. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed my videos. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.